We've all been there, right? You roll your ankle and boom, your brain immediately goes to the old playbook, ice, elevation, take it easy. But what about an injury you can't see? What's the protocol for something that's going wrong deep inside your gut? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down today.
Yeah, we're all pretty comfortable with first aid for a physical injury. But today, we're diving into the protocol for a totally different kind of damage. One that's chronic, systemic, and pretty much invisible. And you know what? There's a framework for that too.
So let's start on familiar ground. We're talking about the RICE protocol. This is our baseline, you know? It's that classic go-to response for physical injuries that we've all been taught since we were kids.
RICE. It's simple, right? Rest, ice, compression, and elevation. It's a brilliant and super effective strategy, especially for those first 24 to 48 hours after you get a sprain or a strain. The goal is totally straightforward. Stop what you're doing, get the swelling down, and manage that immediate pain. It's a sprint, really, designed to handle a localized crisis right then and there.
But what happens when the injury isn't just one single event? What if it's more like a slow, steady attack on your entire system, happening silently, day in and day out? Well, that's the reality for our internal environment in this modern world.
And this is where we see the crucial difference. A mechanical injury, like that sprained ankle, it's localized, it's acute, you can see it. But a microbial injury to your gut, that's systemic, it's chronic, and it's totally invisible. And let's be real, you can't just put an ice pack on your microbiome. This needs a completely different playbook.
And here's what that invisible injury actually looks like. It's this daily assault from environmental toxins that act like hidden antibiotics. It's inflammatory processed foods, it's chronic stress, and it's nasty pathogens just waiting for a chance to take over. Our internal ecosystem is constantly under fire.
Okay, so if RICE is the protocol for that sprained ankle, what in the world is the protocol for an injured gut? Well, it's called RISE. And this isn't about a quick fix, not at all. It's about systematically rebuilding your internal world, literally from the ground up.
And this is the most important thing to get. RISE is a marathon, not a sprint. It's a 4-phase framework, a roadmap really, designed to guide you through a complete and total restoration of your gut health. So let's break down each one of these phases.
All right, here's our roadmap. We're going to walk through each of these 4 phases: reset, identify, support, and excel, so you can really understand how to take back control and re-engineer your own gut health.
Phase 1 is all about reset, or remove. And look, this is the absolute first step for a reason. You have to stop pouring fuel on the fire. It's that simple. This means making a real choice to get rid of the things causing the problem, like inflammatory processed foods, and especially those sneaky environmental toxins that are just wrecking your gut lining.
And here's a perfect example of why this is so critical. Glyphosate, which is in a ton of herbicides, it targets something called the shikimate pathway. Now, our human cells don't have this pathway, so it's marketed as safe for us. But here's the catch. Your vital gut bacteria do have it. So what does that mean? It means it acts like a targeted antibiotic, just wiping out the good guys that are essential for your health. And get this, it's not even just the glyphosate. The other chemicals in those commercial formulas, the coformulants, can be up to 1,000 times more toxic than the main ingredient itself. That just massively amplifies the assault on your gut.
Okay, next up, phase 2, identify. This is where we stop guessing and start knowing. This phase is all about data. We use advanced functional tests, like a GI map stool analysis, which is a test that basically maps out your entire gut microbiome from a stool sample, so you can get a precise blueprint of your internal world. It tells you exactly which good bacteria you're missing and which bad guys might be overgrown. No more guesswork. So once you know what's really going on, you can move into phase 3, support. This is the active rebuilding phase. This is where you bring in the construction crew. You provide the raw materials, the building blocks, to repair the gut lining and strategically reintroduce the right microbes. It's like a whole symphony of prebiotics, which is the food for your good bacteria, probiotics, which are the bacteria themselves, and postbiotics, the helpful stuff those bacteria make. It's a super targeted approach to give your body exactly what it needs to heal.
And this piece of the puzzle is an absolute game changer. Postbiotics, like butyrate, are so important. Think of it like this. Butyrate is the premium fuel for your colonocytes. Those are the actual cells that line your colon. It gives them the energy they need to repair themselves and keep your gut barrier strong and healthy.
And finally, we get to phase 4, excel. Now, this isn't an endpoint. It's really the starting line for a new way of living.
The whole goal here is to turn those short-term repairs into long-term, sustainable resilience through your daily diet and lifestyle. This is where you truly become the architect of your own health.
And this is where that self-directed health really comes to life. The keys are pretty simple, but they are so powerful. Eating a huge variety of plants feeds a diverse microbiome. Fermented foods bring in reinforcements of good microbes. And please, never underestimate the power of sleep and stress management. They are the non-negotiable pillars of lasting gut health.
So, let's bring it all together. We have two very different protocols for two very different kinds of injuries. One is a sprint, designed to put out an immediate fire. The other is a marathon, to completely rebuild a foundation. The real question is, which one do you need right now? This table just sums it up perfectly. RICE is for an acute mechanical injury. It's a sprint to reduce localized pain and swelling. RISE, on the other hand, is a long-term systemic protocol for a microbial injury. It's a marathon that uses functional testing to restore diversity and function to your gut. Two totally distinct toolkits for two totally distinct problems.
Look, your body faces challenges every single day, both the ones you can see and the ones you can't. Knowing the right protocol isn't just helpful, it's absolutely essential for real, lasting healing. So the only question left is, are you using the right toolkit for the job?